Okay, welcome back everybody to Coffee and Art in the Morning, and it's Monday. So we're starting another segment. The last segment I did was old books, new books, and flip books. So talked about some things I got at the antique mall, flea market, and then some of the girls sent a couple of books. So I showed all that on the last segment, and there goes the garage. So over the weekend, as I was sorting out all my ATCs, art cards, my Project Life cards, I showed that on the last segment. I think I showed it on camera. I sorted out all that stuff. And so I said, well, I better make me another batch of art cards because I haven't made any in a while. And these, I give these away. So I'll show you a few that I keep to show you where we're headed. So here's some of the art cards, and I want to try to have time to varnish them because I do varnish them all. I sign the backs, I varnish them all, and so this is kind of where we're headed. Like here's a couple of them that I keep for samples, and I do make different sizes. Mostly these are 3x4, so most of my cards are 3x4. Although I have made um, postcards. I haven't done those in a while though. So these are back from 2000, like this one's from 2014. So I have a few that I made postcard size. And again, they're varnished. Yeah, I think all these are from 2014. There's one more. Time in a bottle. Hey, owl. So there's that size. You can make them any size. You know, I make them 3x4. And then here's a few. I showed these on the last stream. These are the little inchy size here. So I've made them really tiny. So those are little hand painted in people. I can't really hold it up much closer than that. So yeah, just different little tiny ones. But I really don't make these anymore because they're just too tiny. Too tiny to even bother to make. It's hard to film it too. So so mostly they're all 3x4. So while I was cleaning up this weekend, I went ahead and glued some stuff down. Now I just glue sticked these down, and you know that I like to use matte medium. I use golden matte medium, but I put it in a dish soap bottle because it's easy to just squeeze out what you want. This idea came from Carol, Sunset Carol. And so it's just so easy if you put your matte medium in a dish soap bottle. So this process right here, I usually will start with just blank cards. There's nothing on them yet. Not the backgrounds aren't painted, nothing. Um, and so I usually start with blank cards, and then y'all watch me go through and pick out things to glue on the cards, and that usually takes about 2 hours to do a handful of cards. I usually do about 8 or 10 at a time. I got more than that here, so we'll see how many we can get through. I didn't count them. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I got 18 of them that I glued the stuff down. Now, that would take me probably about 3 hours and I didn't time myself because I would get up and I was cleaning and doing other things. Then I'd stop and I'd glue a few things down. So I don't really know how long it took me to do this set of glue downs. But this many would normally take 2 or 3 hours on camera. And you all have seen me do this a lot of times. And so usually by the time I get all the glue down, the gluing down, I don't have much time to do the fun painting stuff. And so I went ahead and started gluing things down, and now I can do the detail, which is my favorite part. Okay, so I just use, like I said, golden matte medium, which I will put a coat of that over this. one of the, if you want to call it a trick, one of the tricks of doing mixed media collage and being able to move paint, wipe paint off, and move it around, one of the key elements to doing that with your craft paint is the coating of golden matte medium. Now, you may use another brand, Liquitex, or I like golden because it's so creamy, not gritty. But, you know, and I do not use Mod Podge on anything. That's just me. Mod Podge, I found, sticks things together. So I just don't use it. I know Golden Matte Medium is probably the most expensive one to get. But to me, it's worth it. Get a coupon, even if you just get a small jar. Yeah, and I love Americana paints. They're just my favorite. You can use any craft paint that's available in your country or your area. Americana by Deco Art's just my favorite. I'm not sponsored by them. They don't pay me, nothing. I just have always liked Americana colors. I like the quality of it. It's good coverage. And the key thing is, especially if you use the acrylic craft paints in your color books, it has to be matte. Deco Art makes a satin brand and a gloss brand. Your color pencils will not go over that without, I mean, it barely will go over, and that's even if you give it hard pressure. And I'm talking about Prismacolors because that's mostly what I use. So you want to get this is the new packaging with the Deco Art at the top. This is the old packaging without the Deco Art at the top. It has Deco Art down here in smaller letters. But if it doesn't say satin and it doesn't say gloss, then it is matte. It doesn't say matte on it. Okay? So these are colors I picked based on the colors of magazine and book images that I picked to here. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you the colors, but I'm not going to be telling them to you as I use them. I'm not going to say, okay, I'm dipping my finger in this blue and I'm mixing it with, you know, I just can't do that. It's too stifling of the creativity, if you will, and it's very time consuming to stop on every single color, because I don't have these colors memorized, pick up the color that I'm using and say, okay, so now we're going to use, right now I'm going to dip my brush into Terra Coral. And then we're going to do that. Now we're going to use, I just can't do it. So I'm going to tell you all the colors now, but these are not, the palette is based on the colors in these pictures, right? It's not based on necessarily my favorite colors, or I picked these colors based on the cards. All right, so let me tell you the colors that we will be using, and I might grab some other ones. Peacock Teal, Chartreuse Yellow, which is like a lime green, Cherry Red, Terra Coral, Sable Brown, White, Black, Blue Harbor Blue, and Traditional Burnt Sienna. And I probably might need a yellow ochre too. So let's see. Okay, this is called Antique Gold. They do make a metallic line. This is not the metallic. This is just called Antique Gold. It's like a ochre. Okay, I have another ochre color over here. Let's see. Anyway, it's like a yellow ochre. Okay, so I'm going to pull that too. I would say I'm now using that dang orange paint. All right, so I'll wait a second to pour these out because it does kind of dry. I try not to put out too much paint. I always overpaint, put out too much paint, and that's why you need a desk journal, some kind of a magazine journal, a desk journal, some kind of where you can just scrape extra paint, throw down extra collage. And I know I've shown y'all, I'll just briefly show you one here. I'm cleaning out my art studio, so I'm getting it so organized. I'm so proud of myself. So this is like one of my desk journals. I have a bunch of these. I used to use one a year, And I will throw down extra paint, extra collage, stencils, whatever. And let's see, like here. So here's like where I scraped off extra paint that was left over from, you know, a project or whatever. And I'd scrape it in this book and just leave it open and let it dry. Then I might come back and add some collage bits to it. I might go on further to work on it further. But this is not meant to be anything complete. This is just to throw your excess paint, collage bits, and whatever in. And like I said, I used to use one a year, but I've been just using other desk journals there. There's a similar color to the blue. Is there one to the Blue Harbor not available around here? Probably uniform blue. Here's uniform blue. Here's Blue Harbor. You could probably just lighten this up a little. There's also this gray blue. What's this one? Colonial blue. That's a gray blue. What else is here? Yeah, it's Blue Harbor again. So probably the closest would be uniform blue with add some white to it. Okay, so that being said, I love how my shelves are all so clean and organized. I'm just getting there. I'm getting there, so I'm getting rid of so much stuff, and Susan's going to come haul it all away for me. Oh, and I did say, yeah, I showed it to you. I had 2 trays of stamp pads. And so I got them down. Well, actually, I lied a minute ago. Well, I didn't lie, I just forgot. I did clean out my stamp pads. So I have this tray of stamp pads this is the ones that still work. I got rid of about this many. My mailman's here. Is he getting out? No. And I thought that was all I had. But I also have these black ones that are sitting to the side. And then I forgot that the ones I'm using, I feel bad now saying I showed them all to you. It's in here, I think. Which one of these did I put it in? Yeah. I said I cleaned them all out. And these are the stamps that I've been using lately. In this box here, here's my Society of Idea Collector hand-carved one. But I forgot that I had moved all my other pads. I know y'all are going to laugh. Y'all are going to laugh. I thought that was all your stamp pads. Well, I forgot about these. So I have all these. I have these black ones. I have these Memento ones. A couple of other brands there. Then I have all these right here that are the archival ones and Memento ones. I have these new colors. And then I have this little stack here. 2 more black pads there, because that's mostly what I use. So I have these, and then I have all these little ones. I forgot about all these. There's like 3 layers here. 3 layers of the tiny ones. Oh, and if you find these at Michael's, these I bought on clearance at Michael's a week or 2 ago. They were in the dollar bin, or the $2 bin, for 70% off. So I think I got sets of 6, and I think they had 4 or 5 different sets. Now in the sets, some are duplicated. Like I got multiples of this tealy green, but there was 6 of them in a set. I don't remember, what colors came in which set, but there were 6 of them in a set for like 50 cents. Not even that. It might have been a quarter. So I bought 3 sets. I bought 3 sets of those little Craft Smart. And the thing is they're really good. They're really juicy. I'm not sure if they're pigment or whatever, but for a quarter. Yeah. And they're really juicy. Let me see if I can find something to juice them on. Hang on. So anyway, when I showed y'all those organized stamp pads in the tray, I totally forgot about these. So, yeah, sorry, my bad. So they're just so juicy. Look, that's just one touch, and it's really wet. So I'm not sure if it's pigment ink. I'm not sure, but I mean, they're awesome. They're awesome colors, and they're, you know, really juicy. They are dye ink or oh, I don't know. See, it doesn't say on them. It doesn't say, Eileen. They're juicy, but they feel a little sticky. So I'm thinking they might be pigment. Is that the ones that are kind of pigment? They're kind of sticky. Must be pigment ink, yeah. It's been so long since I kept up with stamping, guys, that I probably couldn't tell you, you know. They are juicy. I mean, look. Look at that juice. So, anyway, look over. Now, they may not be 50 cents anymore for 6 of them or a quarter. I forgot what it was because they were like 70, but I think they're normally only $2 for 6 of them. And there was more sets than I got. I know everybody's going, well, why didn't you buy all the sets? Because really, guys, I don't need them. I still got my Distress Ink set down there. So I got a set of Distress Inks down there. Yeah, see, I'll have to test the drying. I don't know if it ever dries, Terry. All right, is this one white? I think this one's white. Yes, it's a white. I can't, obviously you won't see it on there. Well, here. What color? Did I do this color? No, well, yeah, I think, no, I don't know if that's the same color as that one or not. Yeah, it might be. I know. They were over in the clearance section, in the back, you know. But they, you know, everybody's Michaels is probably different. So, and then I ended up getting 3 of these because that color came in all 3 sets. The lavender, this color I got 2 of. This one I got 2 of. Did I do the orange? I think that's the orange one. But anyway, yeah, I figured for essentially a quarter. Did I do this extra light pink? I don't know if I did this color. I think that might be that color. Nope, that's a different color too. So, yeah. There we go. Take the heat gun to it and dry it and see if they don't dry their pigment. Okay, we'll do that now, Terry. So, yeah, so I'm sorry, guys. I just forgot to show you those. My bad. Because those are the ones I'm using. The other ones I'm not really using. Okay, so let's dry this. All right, so, oops. Now let's see if I can smear one. Nope, they're not smearing. They're not smearing at all. But let's see if they're waterproof. Let me get a water brush here. Put a drop of water. Yeah, see, now they'll move a little bit. But I put a big blob of water, so they're moving a little. Thanks, Joy and Art. Yeah, I got those storage boxes at Michael's when they were on 50% off. I don't buy anything full price. So, yeah, it moves with water. But not with my finger. Hey, Vicki. Is that Vicki S or is this Vicki? That's not Vicki, is it? Okay, so there we go. So yeah, they'll move with water, but they're not moving with just, you know. So what does that mean? Are they pigment? They're not pigment. So what are they? Dye-based? but they feel sticky. When you put it down, you know, that kind of sticky feel, that thick feel of stamp pads, that's what it feels like. So it kind of feels like what you think of pigment. Yeah, I did not need any more washi tape Tar Heel trees. Have you seen my washi tape? They're dye pigmenting. Okay, so let's go ahead. I got me a piece of wax paper here, just so I don't get my desk all sticky with glue. Let me put these cards back up here out of my way. And we'll do, you know, well, first off, I want to put a coat of matte medium over all of them. So what I'll do is I'll matte medium them on here, and then I'll just move them to the side. Okay, not fly in there. All right, so again, this is golden matte medium, but it's in a dish soap. I don't know. I think they are like that, Kitty. I don't think they're old. They don't feel old. They're juicy and they feel brand new. So I'm going to throw out some matte medium here. And I have an old brush here. It's a new old brush. I haven't put this one in the water yet. And I probably should get a bigger, I could probably use a bigger brush, but that's okay. So I'm going to put a coat of matte medium over all of them. And again, I just glued these down with a glue stick, just because I was throwing the stuff down on the card. But normally I glue everything down with matte medium. But I want it coated with matte medium. Because if you don't coat it with the matte medium, your paint's not going to be removable. When you put paint on, like I finger paint some, I baby wipe, I paintbrush some. But if you have matte medium over it, you can move paint around. You can't do that if you don't. Now, I say you can't. You can a little bit if you have a shiny magazine or book page and you put some paint down and you don't want it there. If you catch it when it's wet with the baby wipe, you can remove it if you catch it when it's wet. But the minute the paint starts setting up, you can't get it off of there. The acrylic paint will harden, right? So usually when I glue these down, when I glue the images down on the card, and all it is a piece of cardstock, 3x4, then what I'll do is I also take, and I'm going to go ahead and do a whole bunch of them, then I'll do it. I'll take a gift card and smash everything down really well, okay, and smooth it out. This takes a minute to dry, so I have time to get the matte medium on all these cards, and then I'll go back and smooth it out with a... And I'll zoom in more when I start doing detail. And it's all the same process. This is the same process that I use in my abandoned books, my abandoned altered books. The same products, the same techniques. I just need just a little bit more. Hey, Jean. You weren't here earlier. I know you went to breakfast with your cousin. I bought a scrapbook magazine I'm sending you. I told the girls, I did the last segment, I did some vintage books and some new books. And I bought a scrapbook magazine. And I thought about, when I bought it, I was going to look through it and then send it to you anyway. But I bought it and I looked through it and I said, oh, something's got to change in the last 4 or 5 years in scrapbooking. And I hate to say I was kind of disappointed, but I was kind of disappointed that doesn't seem to be anything new in the scrapbooking world, if this magazine is any indication, other than working in a Traveler's, other than working in the different sizes of books. it doesn't seem like there's a lot of change to it, but I did buy it for you. So this will be coming up to you, Jean. Because I know you're the only person I know that still, well, scrapbooks on any kind of regular basis. So that's why when I bought it, I wanted to buy it for 200 ways to spark creativity. And guys, I'm not dissing on this magazine. Create a scrapbook. I'm not dissing on this magazine. I'm kind of dissing on the whole scrapbook industry, not on this magazine. The magazine's fine. It's pretty nice layouts, great, stuff in it, but it's not anything that I hadn't seen in 4 years. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's a brand new issue, and again, there's beautiful, beautiful layouts. But it's the and I don't know what I expected. Maybe I'm just being a little too hard on the scrapbook industry, thinking, well, they have to have grown and done something new. They have to have something new over the last 4 years, right? But they really don't, you know. But it's got a lot of great ideas in it, you know. Um, this was probably the most I don't know. The thing that I was the most impressed with of all the pages was this lady right here. Where is it? This one. Leah O'Neill. She's kind of combining uh, her planners and her journaling and all this right here. I read this article. So this one was really kind of cool. But I mean, again, I don't want to be dissing on any of the scrapbookers because they're all awesome. But it's the same stuff. But anyway, Jean, this is coming up to you. Don't buy it. Not that you probably woulda, but anyway, I got that for you, Jean. All right, so let's get back to, let me move my matte medium thing. Oh, did I miss one? Oh, great. Let me just put it on there with my finger because I already put the brush back in put the brush in the water. I missed one. It was under the thing. Okay, and then I do go through a lot of baby wipes in my collage process. And I use Huggies Natural. There's not the aloe, not the scented, they're not soapy when you do this. There's no soap in them. It's just Huggies Naturals. And I just buy the refill packs and then just keep using the same plastic thing over and over. You recently cut up all your books on scrapbooking from years ago. Yeah, see, I still got tons of those too. I need to, Suze, where's Suze? I'm gonna foist off a bunch of scrapbooking magazines on Suze. Okay, so she probably didn't know Suze scrapbooks, for goodness sake. All right, so let me get a card here. Came across an old Aeropostale card, probably a gift card that I bought one of the kids or something. But anyway, it doesn't matter, gift card, whatever. So I'm just going to scrape down and mash down, make sure everything's mashed down really well. And there'll be excess, so I just scrape that off. But if and I do see a couple of them have a little wrinkles in them, and that's because I didn't glue stick them down well enough. I recommend, if you're making any art cards, I recommend gluing the first layer down with matte medium, and that's what I usually do. But I wanted to get some based out, and so I tried my best to get them really glued down well with the glue stick. But normally, guys, I do not glue anything down with a glue stick. I glue it down with matte medium. But if you are going to use a glue stick, this is the one I use. I use the Yoo-Hoo. But, use what you got. Use what you got. Did I get that one? Yeah. See, like that one, I can see a little bit of a bubble in it, and you can't get rid of that. There's a little bit of a bubble in that one, but it's already, I can't go back and get underneath, so you really do want to glue it down with the matte medium. I was trying to be careful and really gluing down well, but obviously I missed a couple in my haste. I'd love to find those wipes, but dry without anything on them. I'm not sure what you mean, dry without anything on them. Dry baby wipes? I'm not sure I'm following you, kitty. I'm not following that one. And of course, I do miss some chat, so. Oh, let them dry? I'm still not quite sure. Okay, so there we go. I think I got them all mashed out. So I'm going to put this off to the side. Yeah. All right. All right, let me hit them with the heat gun just slightly, just so they're not really sticky wet. And I'll zoom in here in a minute, guys. I just want to get the big picture. Taking picture of Baron Castle pages. Okay. Post on Twitter. Okay, thanks, Limo. Yeah, y'all need to, if you do your artwork, I mean, don't be, post it. Post it. No one in our group, anyway, is going to be mean. I mean, I don't really see too many literally mean artists saying mean things to people. I don't see it. Maybe I just, because I hang out with good people. See, this one's got a little bit of a wrinkle in it, too. But posting your work online, it makes you do more. It makes you unafraid. It gives you more confidence. You like the colors that I picked for the cards? Thanks, Suze. So they got oh, you mean just unscented ones? Yeah, they're just called natural, kitty. I don't know where you are, but I just buy them at Walmart. Usually have a coupon, buy one get one free. I mean, they're only $2.50 for a pack. Now in this, when you buy them in the thing, that's maybe a little more. Although I've seen them cheaper sometimes in this than in the individual packs. It's like, why are you selling the plastic more? But I always try to buy just the refills. So I buy the refills, use the same box, right? Nothing wrong with the box. Yeah, it's okay. They'll turn up somewhere for me. Okay. Yeah, but that's what they're called, natural. Okay. So let's move them all to the side here for a minute. Let's make sure I don't have any excess glue just sitting there. And then what I also do after I finish them, I paint the backgrounds black. I paint them just matte black. I don't varnish the backs. I paint the backgrounds black, and then I sign them in silver. I usually sign them in silver gel pen and put some star and a shooting star on the back. And the varnish I use, so far it's still available for me, although some people say, I know my Michaels quit selling it, the Delta Ceram Coat Gloss Exterior Interior Varnish. But just get I don't know that it really matters, just get a water-based brushable varnish. This is the same varnish I use in my art journal pages. It does not stick the pages together. If you do buy a new varnish and you use it in an art journal, make sure you find a test page that you've painted and stuff and do a test to see if it's going to stick. When I varnish my art journal pages, I leave them open overnight. So that's why a lot of my finished art journal pages and abandoned places books, altered books, this is the same varnish I use, but I leave it open overnight to make sure it's 100% dry. So it takes time to varnish things. Matte medium just dry. Oh, you got you some matte golden matte medium, Suze. Yay! So this is the same varnish I use in my art journals, my art cards, and my abandoned books. Okay. It's the same stuff. And I put it on. I put it on my art cards. I'll just put it like the size of a nickel or so, and I spread it out with my finger. If I'm putting it in the mixed media art journals or in my abandoned places altered books, I use a foam brush. Use the foam brushes. If you use a regular brush, I mean, you can use your finger, but it's, that's a big, double page spread. Use a foam brush because it doesn't leave brush marks. And usually when I do a big, well, you know what? Let's do one. Let's do one real quick. Because I always say I'm going to varnish a page for you guys, and I never have time or I forget. Okay, here's a good one. Here, this one's done, not varnished yet. Okay, now I do want to put, you definitely want to put wax paper between your pages, because if you get varnish in between, I mean on the edges, you'll glue your pages shut. Okay, so I have to get some more here. Hang on, I want to make sure. So you want to put wax paper between so you don't glue your pages shut. You don't want to do that because it will happen. Okay. Alrighty. Foam brush. And you can buy these 20 for $1 a lot of times at Michael's, and you can rinse, as long as you rinse them out right away, they're still good. Okay, there's really nothing to it, Suzanne. All right, so what I usually do on the big pages, on the little cards, I don't know if I have one that's like not varnished yet. Let me look at my little samples that I keep for. Are any of them not varnished? I think all these are. Okay, well, here's a card that's not finished, but I'll just varnish it just to show you. Okay, this is an unfinished one. So here's an unfinished card. Okay, it's just, all I do is just put like about that much, like about the size of a nickel on my art cards. And I just move it around and just kind of flatten it out. Now, I will say this, if you have color pencil on your piece, don't be scrubbing it. Like, let's say I drew some pencil branches here with color pencil. I'm not going to sit there and scrub because you can erase color pencil with the varnish. So be gentle when you're varnishing over color pencil. If you're just varnishing over acrylic paint, like I think this is all acrylic paint, that's a Posca paint pen. So nothing here that I can see will erase, if you will. So that's all it is. It has a little bit of a milkiness to it, but it dries 100% clear. Remember, it's the gloss varnish, okay? But it's matte medium, the golden matte medium. I like everything to go flat matte when I'm working on it, no shine. So when you put your matte medium, see how there's no shine? This was a shiny book page. Well, it's got a little bit of a glare, but it's not shiny. It makes your papers matte with the golden matte medium. But at the end of the day, when everything is done, I don't know if it'll lift distress inks or not, Suze, because I don't varnish anything that I've distressed inked. If let's put it this way, if it moves with water, like you cannot put this on top of watercolor. You can't. Anything that's water reconstitutable, anything that's water based that is that'll reactivate, you can't use this on there. Obviously, watercolor, Neocolor 2s, anything that's water activated, you can't do that. But I use acrylic paint in my abandoned places, in my art journals, in my art cards. Other than a little bit of pencil, and I know how careful to be when varnishing over pencil. Other than that, let me clean my finger off here. So I don't know about distress inks. If distress inks are permanent, then you're good. If not, then no. Okay, so what I do, let me just make sure and again, I will leave this open for overnight. I'll set it aside, set up on my drafting table, and leave it for overnight. So what I usually do is I'll put some like about that much, and I usually put 1 spritz of water. That's usually enough. And then I just use my foam brush and go over the whole thing. And I actually might have got a little more than I need. But I go all one direction, and then I go the other direction. And and you can, if you tilt your head to the side in the light, you can see where you've, and see how it's going over the edge there? If I didn't have that wax paper there, I'd be gluing those pages together. Okay, so I usually go that way. Just to make sure you get the whole thing. And then I'll do one final soft, smooth. And again, I got a little too much. That was just a little more than I needed. Probably half a circle of varnish would have been plenty. And don't overwater it, just 1 spritz of water just to kind of keep it flowing. And that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. And it will dry perfectly clear. So now I'll just go set this, and it will level. I mean, I can see a little bit of foamy stuff in there, from the foam brush, but it levels off. But a brush just doesn't. So yeah, so let me set this over here to the side. And let that dry overnight. Now, normally I would wash this out, but I don't want to go do it right now, so that one's just going to be toast. But yeah, you can usually get them 12 for $2. Okay, not that you should waste anything. All right, get a fresh piece of wax paper out to work on the cards. Carla has a nice, yeah, see, I don't like spray anything. I know, but I understand that if you're doing watercolors or anything that you want to seal, that you have to do the spray stuff, and you can. It's kind of like a workable fixative when you spray your graphite and stuff. See, I cannot stand the smell of fixative. I can smell that stuff on some of my old artwork that's 30 years old. I can still smell the fixative. I just do not like fixatives. I gave them all to Cameron. I just don't use them. I don't like them, and I don't use them. And I don't do, now if you do anything chalk, even if you're doing a color book page, if you're doing, anything like chalk or anything, you're going to have to spray it. I don't like chalk. I don't like pastels. I have used them, and I do for certain things I have, but I don't enjoy using pastels. It's just not, I don't like the feel of them. I don't like the texture of it. But anyway, okay, so let's see. If watercolor is being framed behind glass, it doesn't need it. That's true, Jean. It doesn't need it. Yeah, but a lot of people are doing their color book pages and they want to protect them and stuff. See, I do nothing to my color book pages. I don't seal them. I don't spray them. I don't fixative them. I don't gloss. I don't varnish them. I do nothing to my color book pages. Now, that being said, I have used color book pages that I painted in journals that I've varnished over. But again, you have to be aware of what you used on those color book page elements, the elements that I cut out or whatever. So, she is Suze, but it's for Suzanne, so many of us. Oh, yeah, when I say Suze, I'm meaning Suzanne. I should say Susan Ribbons, when I should say your full name, Susan, so that I know, so I'm talking to you. Sorry. Okay, so now let's go on to, and here comes Hubster back again. Sorry, my studio room is right above the garage, so every time the garage door opens. All right, so again, we're going to put out the colors that I'm going to use. I'm going to shake them and I'll tell you what I'm using. So, and they're all Deco Art Americana craft paints. This is Peacock Teal. I'll try not to because I always put out way too much. Then I end up needing to scrape it, except for black and white. So these two colors, I'm trying to get some of this it's a grayed down kind of teal. It's a little bit more green than that, and it's much more blue than that. So I'm thinking I can use those two colors any place that I have that kind of greenish color. So that's the idea of that. And this is chartreuse yellow. Then I'm going to put out black and white. And I will use a lot of black and white. And this is just my coffee lids. Let me get out my more baby wipes because I'm a mess with paint. Okay, then I've got, this is Terra Coral, kind of a salmon color. This one is Sable Brown. And I just go right over the top of my old colors. I can tell which ones are old and which, but you know, if it bothers you, you can peel these up. You know, these will peel up, see? So if that bothers you to have colors on top of color, I'm always constantly mixing things, so it doesn't bother me, but antique gold, which is not a metallic, it's more of a yellow ochre. And then I've got Harbor Blue and traditional burnt sienna. Okay, so let's let me move my, oh, and I had a red here. This is cherry red. I don't know how much I'll use, but I'll put a little dab of cherry red there. There we go. So those are the colors that I'll be painting with. Let me do a test, and my chat hasn't moved for a minute. Okay, I'm going to have to reload frame because I lost my chat. There we go. Okay, so yeah, the last 5 minutes. Last 5 minutes I didn't see the chat. It was frozen. Okay, so, oh, you got my 2 cards. You're welcome, Sassy Pants. Yeah. You're welcome. It's good. I just saw Sue say it's good to be convenient. Yeah, okay, so yeah, mess with the skins. Okay, so there we go. So I will start with my fingers and baby wipes. I go through a lot of baby wipes. I mean, I could go through, 10 baby wipes here, easily. And then I need to get, let me move my scissors out of here. I need to find a couple of brushes, a small flat and a larger flat, I think. I love flat and angles. Angles are my absolute favorite. For some reason, this set here that I found, I pulled, they don't have, these are just flats. They're not angles, but I'm going to get a couple sizes here. And they're just craft brushes. They're not expensive. They're, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Some of them are 10 for $5, or, I have a few. I mean, I do have nice brushes, but I don't use them for craft paint processes. I don't need to, I just use inexpensive, budget-friendly acrylic craft painting brushes. All right, so let's just pick a couple cards and start base coating. So the first thing I usually do, let's go ahead and zoom in. Is that pretty focused? Do I need to try to... I think that's pretty good. The first thing I usually do is I'll take black paint and get rid of, sometimes I go with other colors too, depending on what's on the edge. But I get rid of all the white. And this is why you don't want to do the back first, because this is going to get dirty on the back, so that I do that last. So I usually just with my finger, I will get in here and get rid of edges. Let's see here. Let's get back in frame. Let's go over this way. And I do kind of put it on kind of thick. Okay, so that's usually the first step I do, is get rid of all the white edges. Now, here's why you like the matte medium. So let's just say I got some paint here, okay? Because this is coated with the matte medium, I can take my baby wipe and completely wipe that away. You can't do that on book and magazine pages. You can for a minute, for a second. If the magazine pages are shiny, you can get in there and do that while the paint is wet. But it sets up so fast. So the matte medium like coats your page so that you can remove and blend paint really easily. So I'm just going to take a minute and I'm going to go through and just get rid of all the white edges. Now, if it's like if you want to blend it, so you can do this, okay, and then change fingers, or use your baby wipe and blend it so that you can't really tell where. In other words, I don't like to have, I mean, sometimes it just behooves it to have it, but I don't like just do this. I don't just do a straight edge, like border it like that. See how that's just like a border? See how this is blended out? So I blend. And if it gets on anything, like let's say I got some on that watch right there where I don't want it, then I just take a baby wipe and I go in there and I wipe it away. I could wipe it a little further down. And in my head, see, I know I'm going to put clouds and mist and stars and all kinds of things. So you can just kind of blend it like that if you get it too far. This is why you go through a lot of baby wipes, because you're wiping a lot, and you need a clean place on the baby wipe. If I take this black here and try to wipe something off, I'm just going to smear black. So that's why you go through a lot of baby wipes, because you always have to go to a clean spot. Okay. So there's a start on that one. It's like magic, has magic fingers. Okay, let's get a few more here. And you know, like this one here, let's go here with the Harbor Blue. And I'm not even really cleaning my fingers. I don't, you know, it starts getting really crusty and then I'll stop and clean. But, okay, so here I might do a little blue Harbor instead of black. You don't have to use black. You can use whatever colors are there. That's why I picked these colors. I picked these colors based on the colors in the cards. Okay, so something like this. And if you want to get something right up to an edge, just go ahead and go right over it like that. And then take your baby wipe. Again, this one's ready for the trash. Time for this fresh one. And then go in there and with, you know, get a nice, clean, crisp edge. And it looks like you painted it in. Okay, it needs a little bit down here. Let's go with maybe a little. I didn't get out any gray. I could just mix my own, but why mix it when you got a gazillion colors? Where's a good gray? Did I put it over there? Oh, here we go. No, that's blue. Where's my good grays? Maybe I'll put them over here with the browns. I usually keep them with the blues. I'm not finding my grays. Well, what do I do with all my gray? Well, let's see. Here's one. Okay. Here's zinc. So I'm going to take a little bit of gray and a little bit of white. So I got two colors on my finger. And I'm going to kind of just do a model-y look down here, just to get that edge in. Okay, get too much, I can just wipe some off. So it's just a kind of wax on, wax off process. Looks like R2-D2 a little bit, right? It's kind of that wax on, wax off process. And then this is a marble up there, which I'll probably take pencil and do a glow around it or something. I don't know yet. So that was a glue part, you know. All right, so let's go on to the next one. Again, here's another one that has a lot of blue and gray. So I'm going to start with the blue here. And let's just get rid of the white. Get rid of the white first. And there's different things that you can do. You know, you can do scraping with the palette knife. You can do splatter. I always splatter stars. Okay, so I got to start with the blue. Now I'm going to go in here with the black and the gray. And I'm going to, like, extend those mountains out. And I got some on the watch. So if I don't want it on the watch, take the baby wipe and get in there and just wipe it off. Okay, so here's too much blue over here, so I'm going to get some black. And I'll just kind of get rid of that. I can go in here with some gray and put the gray on top. A little bit of gray, maybe a little bit of white and gray. So I do a lot with my fingers. But, you know, you don't have to. You can do... Bye, Terry. Thank you. Thanks for all your help today. You don't have to do everything with... You can do it with the brush, okay? I'm probably going to have water coming down here. So let's just say... Let me get my little plastic palette knife here. Let's get some white here. Just a little bit of white. And I'll probably have water coming down here. Maybe it'll end up coming around off that watch part. And then I'll probably have water all down in here. I have some splashing up there. I mean, it's just whatever's in your head. But don't be afraid because you go, I don't know how to paint water. I don't think I can do that. Well, don't not let that stop you. You know, at least try. I try to show you, you know, these techniques. I mean, yours is never going to look exactly like mine, and you really don't want it to. But you can see how you can play with it in practice. Okay, I got a little too much on that, I think. I'm going to go ahead and wipe that back. I think I want to paint that little edge out too. So I'll take my brush, and it's some kind of a little window thing there or something, but I'm just going to go ahead and paint that. I don't want it there, so I'm going to paint it out. You know, like Bob Ross says, you know, it's your world. It's your happy world. You can make it whatever world you want. But the details, these painty details, is what I love about doing these art cards, and it's usually the last thing we get to do because most of the time I spend on doing these art cards or any kind of these mixed media projects is the picking and the gluing of the elements. So time runs out before I get to my water here. Time runs out before we get to do any of this. So this is just the start. This is just getting rid of the excess card. This is not the finished pieces. See, so right now let's take some of this brown. I need a little bit of black in that over here. I need a little darker brown there too. So I need 2 shades of brown. And I'm just going to get rid of all the brown. I mean all the white around the brown. And like if I want all that gone, I can just go right over that watch if I want to get right up close to the edge. And then just take the baby wipe and then I can wipe it away. Maybe a little black down here. And again, that's what's nice about the matte medium, is the wipe away. And if your finger's too big in some areas, get in there with the brush. You don't have to. I just like using my fingers on it. You know, don't ever feel like you have to finger paint. I like to finger paint it. But don't feel like, but you do got to remember to keep cleaning your brushes because the acrylic paint will dry very quickly in those brushes. Okay, now maybe I want a little bit of this blue, maybe a little of this green. So I got the two colors there. Maybe I want all this up in here to have a little bit of that color. And let's just go ahead and go around. I'll just put a kind of a heavy coat around that marble. Then take my baby wipe. It's just as easy to me to wipe it out. But you do have to have a clean baby wipe. Otherwise you're just smearing black paint on top of black paint. Okay, so I think I want a little bit of a... And I know some of them look like a hot mess until you get back in here with details. But like I said, this stage is I'm just getting rid of the white edges. All right, let's go with the other one. Let's go with this blue one here. I'm going to pick up blue, and if you pick up a couple colors, then it almost kind of blends itself. And this, you know, I don't know, this part may be boring to kind of watch, but this to me is the fun part. I'm going to turn it upside down so I can get that edge. And just kind of blend. And because there's paint all over my hands, look, see how it gets on the back? And that's why I don't do anything on the back till I'm completely done. And then there's a torn edge right there. I'm going to leave that for now, but if you want, you can cover that up just in the same way like when I go around a clock or something. I could cover that up and then wipe away with the baby wipe, and that won't have a white edge. But I'm going to have two white, I'm going to paint that in like a window, so I'm going to leave that. Now I'm just picking up some random ones here. All right, so let's go back with the blue and some white and gray. I kind of just like to make a marbled effect like that with multiple colors. But again, you can do that with your paintbrush. Okay, let me clean off that watch. As you'll know, I like to put elements of time. All right, I think my chat froze again. So let's refresh frame. It's been 5 minutes. There it goes. Yeah, it's been another 5 minutes. The last thing I saw was, bye, Terry. So let me see here. Looking good. Thanks, Eileen. You like seeing this part? Yeah, this is my favorite part of these, doing the cards, or any of it actually. The art journaling, the altered books. It's the details that I enjoy. Okay, so I'm going to come over here with, let's go with a little yellow ochre and a little gray. It's also good, now the art cards, it's a little tricky because they're small, but if you want to practice your paint blending, your color matching, get you a magazine. You do this in the magazine journals. Try blending and mixing colors from your magazine journals to practice that. Those, you know, the blending and the color matching. It's just so, you know, I don't know if I want to take the minute to go get a magazine journal, but to match colors and to blend colors and whatever. And I'm not too concerned now. This is a little rough on the edge, but I know that I'm going to go in here on the next layer. Right now, like I said, I'm really just trying to get rid of all the white, right? I really need that color, that darker brown. Maybe I'll get a darker brown. Let's see. Let me get a dark brown. Or maybe antique maroon. I think I'm going to go with antique maroon. It's a little red brown. Redder brown. So that's antique maroon. I'm enjoying making art cards. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah. I will. I'll do a giveaway here if y'all are still around. Anybody that sticks around for all this should be in a drawing. Okay, I need a little white in this tan here. So I'm trying to mix sort of that color there. And again, you don't have to use your fingers. When I saw this, I'll show you, hang on. When I put these pieces together, let me get around this planet here, i.e. marble. I saw this little grass hut thing with some kind of a piece of metal. This looked like some kind of a little grass man metal detecting. So I extended this out. So what I'll do is I'll take, let's get a little darker brown there. I'm going to extend that little person down. It just looks like a little person metal detecting. And I think I'll put some black in here. And go back with that sandy color over here. Whoops, got too far in. And take my baby white. Hubster and I like to metal detect. We need to get back at it now that the weather's gonna, well, of course we don't on rainy weekends, but I'll paint a little and I can put some in there with color pencil. Again, this is just the, getting rid of the white cards. I like this one this way. You're liking these? Yeah, they're really not ATCs, Norma. I call them art cards because they're 3x4. ATCs are technically 2.5 by 3.5, and these are bigger. Oh, where's my gray? Jean, are you streaming today at 4? If she's still here, I don't know if she is. She might be napping. If she's napping, that's a good sign that she'll be streaming later. Hey Luna, how you doing? Thanks everybody. Make everybody that's fairly new or that doesn't come around very often, make everybody feel welcome. Okay, so I want a little bit, I didn't get any kind of, the only green I got was this kind of light. Let me see if that's going to be too blue still. I might need to actually get an olive green. I'm trying to kind of blend a green because that's the idea. I had these two together to make the green that's in those marbles. Maybe a touch of gray. Where's my, here it is. I've not done either, so I'm enjoying. Oh, good. And you know, you can paint little mountains, little hills, little trees, little flowers. So you don't have to collage everything. You can paint little people, you know, you can do a lot of things. You're streaming? Yes. Okay. You slept quite well last night, so no nap needed. Okay. Well, I know you like to nap in my show, Jean. It's okay. Okay. I don't know. I probably need to do maybe a couple more here, guys. Do a couple more base coating. Although off camera, I'll probably do all of them. But I wanted to do a little bit more detail work. And I don't want to spend 2 hours just doing this part, right? Although I hate to waste all this paint. Because I did put out enough paint to do them all. But I want to have time to do a couple of background. I mean, detail. So either that or I just need to get crack-a-lacking. I don't know who's... I'm just probably on a tweet there. See, now this time to get a new baby wipe. Because I'm just smearing. Here's one that's got a little bit of... Because otherwise you're just smearing paint around. You're not removing it. This one might need a little red and orangey sky here. So let's go ahead and put that on. And again, if I get it on anything I don't want it, I just take the baby wipe and remove it. And again, that you can do that because of the matte medium. That's a good base coat color there. Let's go down the sides here. But I do have a lot of paint on my hands, so it does make a mess on the backs until I paint that out. Whoops, too much paint on my hand. There we go. Is there a way to get that paint off the dishes? Yes, this peels right off, Dot. Do I have one that's dry here? I don't save it because, I mean, I've given it away sometimes, but you know, here's a dry one. It's just plastic, so you can just, you know, get it cracked here. Let's see if I can get one started. I'll try to get a big chunk. Okay, so there we go. So this is what it looks like on the front, but it's the back side that's cool. It's smooth. It's shiny and smooth. So yeah, you can, Dot. Did you want some, Dot? I'd have to fold this in half to put it in an envelope. So it would probably crack it in half. Do you want this piece right here, Dot? I'll have to fold it in half. And it'll probably crack. I don't know. It might even stick to itself. I don't even know. There's a little bit of crustiness on the edges. Do you do anything with this, Dot? You do want it? Okay. Well, I'll try to save you a couple of them then. I don't know what you do with them, because I never really found anything to do with them. Not anything worth doing anyway. I'll send you a few in the mail, Dot. Okay, let's throw that all on the Happy Mail table. Okay, let's get back to a couple more. Actually, I think if I just really get crack-a-lacking, I could probably, if I quit talking, I could probably get these quickly base coated in. In other words, just getting rid of the white But I'm stopping and chatting and, you know. I don't know who's messaging me. I think that's someone to Hubster. Yeah, it's someone to Hubster. I got the iPad in here, which I shouldn't have the iPad in here if I'm not using it, because then I get CC'd on messages. Even though my phone is off, the iPad is on. So if I just get crack-a-lackin', we'll get moving here. Amazon has, I don't know why you call them dry baby wipes. I don't understand. Dry baby wipes? Is that... Oh my gosh. Well, Suze, if I have any down here, when you come down, you can peel them all off. Although, I gotta say, I did throw away, let's use a little of that peach color. That was, you know, I've had literally at some times, guys, I have had, it's like, I don't know why I hoarded those. And I really don't really hoard things. I mean, I have a lot of paper, granted, because I use a lot of paper, you know, in my collage and stuff. But I never really thought about that I was hoarding these trays of dried skins, or these coffee lids. I had literally, guys, probably 3 feet. I mean, I had stacks of them, stacks. And I threw them all away. I mean, now I'm down to about maybe a dozen. I only keep about a dozen around now. But yeah, I had stacks and stacks of those things. Okay, I have too much black on my finger there. Let's go ahead and go on. Let's put a little bit of green in there because there's a little bit of green in that window. Maybe something going on here. I don't know what yet. We'll just throw in a little green. Like maybe on that, like it's part of a wall or something. Because it's in the window. All right, that's good. Let's keep rolling here. See, this one's got some green in it too. I'm almost trying to mix my own olive color here with the chartreuse, the teal, and a black and/or gray. So a little bit of that tan color. Baby wipe erase. Let's add a little bit. Let's mix up some more olivey color. I have the feeling I'm in on a family chat there. Or it could be Twitter. Okay. Talk about the ones you threw away. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I threw away. I mean, not just this weekend. Over the last few weeks, I've thrown tons of them away. Tons. Okay, let's get a little of that blue, a little bit of gray, a little bit of white, a little bit more gray. So I'm just kind of mixing my own color based on the colors I see. Let's see. Let's roll up on the cliff here. Okay, let's go up on the sky here. I'm just mixing colors on my finger. Now, when you do that, let me say this. When you mix colors on your finger and you're just kind of like plopping them down, you have to kind of be okay with that. If you're thinking I want an exact something something, you better get out a brush. See, like I mixed the brown, the sienna, the black, and a couple other, it's not an exact science. I mean, you can try to match your colors and all, but it's not an exact science as to exactly where they fall, especially if you're using your finger, right? It's, it's not an exact science. You got to kind of be happy with some of the serendipity. All right, I got 3 more here. 3 more. Let's go ahead and let's go with a little bit of this tan and a little bit of this peach color here. No, it needs a little bit more brown in it. Need some white over here. I think I want that to come across maybe. Okay, let's go on this side. And I'm turning it upside down so I can get to it here. When you do these, I'm glad I got to, oh, okay, yeah. Like I said, a lot of times when I do these, the art cards, I start from scratch. And when I start from scratch, didn't I get a darker, I use the maroon. When I start from scratch, that takes up all the time. The time is used up in just gluing that, whoops, all right, let's throw that one away and get another one. Dropped it in the paint. It's taken up all the time just to glue down the initial collage. And then we don't have time to do a lot of the details. And see, I'm already an hour and a half in just painting the backgrounds. Haven't even done any splattering or anything yet. So, all right, so let's go back over here to the green, the blue. I want to make my own little kind of olive. Where's my gray? Here we go. A little bit of gray. I think I'm going to have to move my iPad out of here. There we go. See, I'm trying to kind of match that color in there. Although I'm going to put some black right around it so it stands out. But down in the other areas, let's get this color. And so I just kind of, my fingers are going from color to color, so they kind of get all mixed up. But that makes it more not so flat. If you let your colors marbleize or kind of blend, it makes them not so, it's not just like a flat color. All right, so I've got to get right up on that marble and then okay, one more. I'll go back to that green-gray. A little more teal in there. Let's add a little bit straight teal. Okay, so now what I need to do is I'm going to splatter some stars. Oh, Dee Dee, just turn down the volume on the iPad. Yeah, will that, I don't know, will that do it, G? I don't know if that'll do it or not. Okay, I muted it, so we'll see. Okay, so now I'm going to splatter some stars and then, oh, the sun's coming out. Wow, it's really messing with my lighting. Hang on. All right, let's do a little bit of adjusting here. There we go. That's better. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is get some of these crusty bits off. I'm going to splatter some stars. So I'll probably just do it on all of them because y'all know I like to put space. What I'll do is I'll splatter and wipe. So I'll do a few at a time here. Let's see, I think I can do about 10 at a time. I think I have 18, I think is what we had. So what I'll do is let me get a clean palette here. This is the one I scraped off and I'm going to take my white here so I don't waste that. I'm going to take my white and put it over here because I want to, got to get another baby wipe, add water to this. Water this down. It's really the only time I water things down. I'll get one of my Japanese Sumi brushes here because they're fluffy. You want something soft that'll flick. So I'm going to get this, it's like the consistency of ink. Okay, maybe even one more squirt. I want it real watery. Okay, and I kind of flick. Uh-oh, flicked too much there. Let's flick over here on the side. This one might be too big. Let me get one smaller. Clean that off. I just grabbed one. Let's grab the smaller one. Here we go. Alrighty. So we're going to flick some stars. And I kind of tap it off on the thing there first. Hey, thanks, KZ. All right, so let's start. Some of them are still a little damp. I don't want to get my arms through them. Okay, so like here, let's start with this one. So I'm going to flick some stars on there. And it can also be foam in the water. And then if there's any place that while I'm working on each one, I'll just wipe away any place I don't want them. So there's a start on that one. Now I'm running out of room because I got so many here. Let's make a little row up there. Let's do all the blue ones here first. Got like a little assembly line going here. Down here on these little cloud areas, water or clouds. Too much there. Couple up here in the sky. I actually need a little bit more water. That white paint was sitting there while it was kind of getting a little hard. Just gently tapping. Okay, gotta move some of this paint out of the way. Oh, this one's got splattered on. Okay. you getting your paint to go right where you want it? Well, it doesn't go exactly where I want it. Small little gentle taps. And if it goes somewhere I don't want it, then while it's wet, you can take a baby wipe and wipe it off. Like, let's say on this one, maybe we just want it right inside the window. We just want the stars in the window. So just gently tap. But like there's one right there on the window pane, so let's just wipe that one off. Whoops. This one I kind of want it all over. I'm just tapping gently. If you think you got too much on, then start over here with it wet and tap it off on here first. And so that by the time you get over here, there's not a lot in the brush. There's just a tiny bit in the brush. So it makes it small. And the paint's real wet too. If it starts drying out, you need to add water to it. Okay, so like I want it not on that building right there, so I'll just take my baby wipe. Maybe not on there. Okay, we're getting there. Oop, see, I didn't tap it off first, so I got some big blobs. So I don't want those big ones. Let's move those off. Tap it off on the tray and then tap it over here. Because it's the first taps that are big blobs. So you like that in the window? All right, see, like this one's still really wet down here in the corner, so. So I'll get it off in the middle here. After I do this, I'll dry them, and then I'm going to go wash my hands so that I can get into details and stuff without feeling like I'm going to smear everything. Could do right in that window too. But I also want some up there. So three or four more here. Oh, no, I did that one. Okay. There's one over here. And see, I accidentally splattered a big blob on this one because I didn't move it away. Okay. Okay. Looking around. Did I get them all? All right, let me clean my brush out. You can always add more with a pasta. You know, if you want individual ones. I'd like to do star shines and stuff like that with individual ones. All right, so let's move all my paints. There's lots of paints left over. I might use some more of it, but it's really, I got a lot out. Okay, so let's move this. All right, so let me just take a minute. Now I can really move, although that may be confusing to y'all, seeing all these floating in my space, because I did paint my desk. But I think I'll just zoom in and hold them up. That might be good as I work on them. I painted my whole desk with a solar system. All right, so let's go ahead. I think I did 18 of them. Let me dry them real quick, just so I'm not smearing them anymore. Let me just take a minute, guys, and just hit each one briefly. That's what I do by tapping it off first. Yeah. Yeah, Jean doesn't do splats. And they do take a minute more to dry, the splats. But I just want to kind of set it in here just a little. This one has a piece coming up from the edge. I need the glue. And then we'll have time to work on a few, and I'll give away a couple of them. Hang on, I'm blowing them all over the place here. I'll show you all each one so far in just a minute. I did miss two without star splashes. These two. I must have folded up under somewhere. All right, let me get my brush back here. Let's do these last two here. And a little in that window. Gentle taps. This one I think I want underwater. Okay, I think I got them all now. Look, let's clean the brush. Okay, let me dry those real quick. All right, they're not 100% dry, but I'm going to go wash my hands real quick. Then I'll show you each one and what we're going to do with them, adding some more detail. What do I do with the cards? I give them away, KZ. Yeah, I give them away. You can email me if you want to be on the art card list, but it could be months. I mean, there's like right now, I think I have 5 or 6 people on the art card list. They'll get 5 or they're the first ones to get these, other than the 2 I'm going to give away. They'll be the first ones on the giveaway because they've been on the list. I mean, on the where's my list? Let's see here. Let's see. Who do I have on my list? So these are the people that have been on the list for a while. I don't even know how many. There's probably a lot of them. Okay, this person never gave me their address for the Society of Idea class. Okay, Darkened Lady Terry is going to be getting one because she's on the list. I mean, who else? Connie, May, and May, May B. Connie and May. Who else is on the list? Oh, I got quite a few here. Some of these people I don't even know are around anymore, to tell you the truth. This person, Connie, I already got Connie. There's her address for the art card. Natalie in Ontario. Who else is here? I have it probably at least 10. Cheshire Cat. is on the list. I probably have at least, I have at least 10 people here. Those are just the ones that y'all would know, probably. So I have at least 10 people here on the list for art cards. And then this is a Society of Idea Collectors. There's a name and address on every one of those. This is how many people that we have in the Society of Idea Collectors. There's a couple hundred. Okay, let me go wash my hands, guys, because I need to go to the next stage. Okay, hang on, give me just a minute. Let me grab my craft scrubby. They don't know what a craft scrubby, a Ranger. I don't know if they still make them. These little, there's like nothing to them. They're almost like, they feel like a pumice stone, but it's like styrofoam. This takes off even matte medium. And that's a feat in itself. Okay, let me go wash my hands, guys. Okay, I got the bulk of it off. I didn't do my fingernails really well. But fingernail polish is a whole nother thing anyway. But I got most of it off except on my fingernails. And right here, actually that's the glue left from a Band-Aid because I cut my finger. And I have a paper cut there and that cut there. And if I rub this right here with the craft scrubby, it's kind of getting into my cut. So I just left the Band-Aid glue. I left the Band-Aid glue there. Of ideas do with them? I'm not sure what you mean about the ideas that I do with them. I'm sipping a cup of coffee and enjoying watching. Oh, well, thanks, Joy. All right, let me take a sip of my cold coffee. Yeah, it's cold. All right, let's see. Let's make a little pickup here so I have room. All right. All right, let's do a little detail. Now, obviously, I'm not going to finish them all today, on camera, I mean. I probably got about 30 more minutes. Oh, the craft scrubby. Okay, you can get it on Amazon, Sue said. Yeah, it works awesome, guys. I mean, I got all the paint off my hands except where I didn't want to scrub with my cut and my fingernails, which it'll get that off too if I took more time, but I didn't want to take the time. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little. If I'm going to work on some details so you can see. Oh, the lighting looks pretty good there. Let me put something behind it, though. I don't know if I want the foil. let me just get find something to put behind here. Just want a black piece of paper. So that my solar system is not interfering. Okay, got lots of splatters. They are out, but we'll get them back in. Okay, all right, yeah, I'm sure those probably sell out really. Yeah, all right, so let's get my smaller brush here. And it's no particular brand, it's just a pack of, craft brushes. That really hurts right there. Okay, so let's see what I want to do. Let's pick a couple here. Get my paints. All right, so let me just kind of pile these up. I'll just oh, I was going to show them all to you. All right, so let's just show each one real quick. I'm just going to set them right here for just a second. I like this one. I think I'm going to work on that one. This is what they look like so far. I like this one too. I like that one. No, I think this one is the one I wanted this way. Did I want it that way or did I like it that way? Could go either way. I like it both ways. Kind of like it that way. Although it needs to be darker at the top. Okay. All right, so I think I have 18 of them. So we'll work on a few here. And let me refresh my frame because I think it froze. All right. Okay, let's just start. I'll just pick this one. And I'll get my paints here. And I think I want to start with, and I will need some pencils. Okay. I think I want these clouds more defined. Yeah, I know, Jean. I did 18 of them. Well, I had the base coats, though. Right? I had them base coated. I need some of this color over here. This paint's getting a little dry, too, so. So now this is the fun part for me. I start piddling, playing, and puttering, as that's what you call it says on what's that Saturday show? Not Bob Ross, the other one, Yarnell, Jerry Yarnell. He's an acrylic painter, and I watch him on Saturday morning sometimes when I remember he's on. And he says you don't piddle, play, or putter. But that's exactly what I do on the art cards. This is the fun part for me, is all the little details like this. And I like to take my time with it, but, it's time consuming. I need a little water on the side that I can dip my brush in. Well, good, Joy. I'm glad. Everybody has their fun thing. Everybody likes to do certain things, and we all share whatever our favorite things to do. A little black in there. I'll just use my baby wipe to clean my brush a little bit there. And I'm going to put watch hands. I'll try to do each one. I'll try to work on one at a time now. So if you have any questions, put them in caps, because now I can kind of chill and watch chat a little easier because I'm just slowing down, you know? Okay, so now what I want to do here is I want to extend this out. So I'm going to get some blue, mash it into the baby wipe. I'm mashing it in. Okay, now I'm going to kind of fade that out a little. All right, now I'm going to dry that, and then I'm going to get my white Posca. Where it might be. Okay, so I want my watch hands. You know what? I think I'm going to paint my watch hands out so I can make them go in a different direction. So... Okay, dry. Alright, so I want one to come this way. Sharpen my pencils. Hey G, you're that's what you're missing. You're mashing. Yeah, that mashes the paint into the baby white. Put a little shadow under the hands there. And see how I'm adding the pencil now? This is what I was talking about when you go to put your varnish on. You don't want to mash your varnish. You want to be real careful with it because you can erase this pencil. As long as you're fairly careful, it's okay. But, you know, don't try to put 20 coats on. If you want to put a second coat or something, then just put a gentle coat, let it dry, and go back with another coat. Okay, I think I want a little bit of orange. I like orange in my star systems. And see, the reason I can put this on here is because of the matte medium. And then if there's any place else, you know what I think I want? Let's see. Do I want? I might want some little essence of people right here. I gotta let that dry before I can do too much with it. Put a little shading on them and stuff. But I gotta make sure your Posca's dry. Okay. Let's go in maybe with some orange Posca. Okay, now. Let's see. I think I want one little star shine up here. I think I'll make this moon a little more defined. Maybe a couple extra stars right in there. Because, you know, with the Posca, you can go back in here and I'll put some color around those. Let's do another one right there. All right, let me dry this. See, this is the stuff I like to spend lots of time on. All right, where's my black? Hope y'all can see. Bye, Kathy. Where's my black pencil? Okay, I think we'll call this one done. Could use just a little bit more white smear right there. Oh, there we go. Just need that little bit in the corner. All right. This card reminds me of an old picture called The Milk Drop or something like that from the 60s. The Milk Drop. Doesn't sound familiar. All right, so there's one. All right, so before everybody starts leaving, I'll go ahead and do a giveaway. I don't know which two you'll get when I give them away, but I will give away two. So let's see. Eileen, are you going to be able to help me with two random.orgs? Well, what I'll do is don't do anything yet. Don't put any numbers in. So what I'll do is everybody when I type in go, put in a number between 1 and 100. The two people closest, maybe Dot can help me too. Hang on, I just threw my cap across the floor. The two people closest to the random.org number without going over. Let me get the iPad at the ready. I'll give y'all art. I'll send y'all art cards, and then 10 of them are going to go to the people that are on the list. Okay, let's see. Hang on, it's taking a second to boot up. The iPad's old. Thanks, Eileen. Okay, so random.org. Okay, put in a number between 1 and 100. Okay, I got it at the ready. Okay, everybody put in a number. Okay, thanks, Eileen. Thank you. I'll give y'all a full-on minute, I'll let y'all put in numbers for a minute while I start working on another one. This one's too similar to the other one, although I do want to have that real quick. I know what I want to do right here. I want to have light shining out of here. I know I'm going to want that on there, but I don't know what else I want yet, so we'll just go with that. What other one do I want to work on? Do I want to work on this one? I like these. Oh, I like them all. I mean, let's just face it. I like I like most of them anyway. I like most of them. Okay. Jean put in. Okay, thank you, Zandra. So I mashed some white into the baby wipe, and I'm going to kind of do some misty clouds with that. See how kind of quick that is? And then I can do some detail. Okay, everybody got in a number? Okay, I'm going to hit stop. Okay, here we go. Random.org. Well, maybe. All right, so let's make the generator bigger. Between 1 and 100. The two people closest. The two people closest to whatever number comes up. 28. Okay, the two people closest to 28 without going over. If everybody's under 28, we'll draw another number. Two people closest. Yeah, one number only. I think everybody should know that by now, Julie. And hi, Julie. Thank you. Maybe you can help too. Thank you. I forgot you were here. Well, I didn't forget you were here. I didn't know you were still here. Okay. Two people closest to 28 without going over. And they'll each get an art card. Let me make a note. Where's my pen? Art card. And art card. I'll put your names on them. Okay, Picola was 21. I'm looking here too. Picola was 21. I'm looking. Was everybody else over? No, there's Kim had 11. Who else? Let's see. Oh, Bones had 28. So she got it right on. Okay, so we got Bones. Bones, I don't think I have your address, so you need to email me your address. I have Picola's. So Picola and Bones, Twitchy Bones. Yeah. Okay, so can somebody put my email in there for Bones to email me your address? And I don't give your address to anybody. You don't go on an email list. You don't, none of that. I don't share with the group. I don't give anybody's address. So anyway, Bones, if you want to give me your address, I have Picola's, and each of you will get an art card. One of these. One of these. Julie at 26? Julie, okay, well, let's do it this way. Since we're so close and we missed one, I'll do 3. So Julie Topaz gets one too. I'll just do that because I'm not going to quibble. Julie Topaz gets one too because we just missed it or something. Okay. Julie had 26. Okay, so Picola, Bones, and Julie Topaz. You all will get an art card. How about that? One of these. So email me your address, Bones. I think you're the only person I don't have. Okay. Oh, wait. Where's that one I was working on? Where did I put it? Oh, here we go. Let's go back to this one. Okay. So obviously I'm not going to finish them all today. I'm going to work here I'll work here another 20 minutes. Yeah, that's okay. I'm going to give one to Picola too. No, I'm not. That's okay. Picola, Julie, Topaz, and Bones are all getting one. Okay. So, if nothing else, because Julie's one of my mods and she does a lot. She's getting one. I mean, I know she deserves it because of her number, but that's fine. We got a lot here. I mean, I got enough for the girls to catch up because I made 18 today. I usually make about 8. I usually make about 8 in a sitting here, and the only time I do these guys is here on camera now. I don't have time to do them otherwise. So I'll work on these the rest of the day. I'll probably go do a little bit of laundry and a few things around the house. Give the cats a switcheroo, to herd cats for a little bit, and then I'll probably come back and watch Jean and work on them. I gotta eat too. So I'll do a couple more here. What I'll do, guys, is later, sometime today, I'll get 10 of them or something, 9, 10 of them done, and I'll take a picture and tweet those. I'll eventually get all 18 of them because I want to send out the ones that have waited for some months. Okay, so now, and I have to varnish them too, and that takes a day to dry. So it'll, you'll get them in about a week. I want that one to come in there and come out there. Okay. Let that dry for a minute so I can shadow it. So let me go ahead and do a little bit more cloud. Let's put a little, I don't know if I want orange in this one. Yeah, I kind of do. I just like my orange. We'll put a shadow of orange down here. Need some black in there. A little blob of glue, I think, right there. Yeah, there's quite a bit of work to them. You know, I try to show as much as I can on camera, but you know, sometimes I'll go back and tweak a little shadow or something, but I usually post pictures of them all on Twitter, Instagram, or both. But this is the part I like the best, see? And it's the most time-consuming part. But it's, to me, this is the fun part, the details. Because, you know, if I'm not sitting talking to you, and I should say on any of them, on the art cards, the abandoned altered books, the art journals, any of this technique. You know, when I'm doing the details like this, because then I can sort of get in my head and kind of like imagine different things. And I was thinking about water right here, but now I'm going against that idea, so I'm going to go ahead and black that out. Where I don't want water coming out there. Okay, let's see. Let's go with a couple more star definitions. So you just go back in with your Posca. I think I want that one to be a planet. But this is the fun part, the details. What G was driving, miss the name of the varnish. G, it's Delta Ceram Coat Gloss Exterior Interior. But they stopped selling it at Michael's, and I don't know if they're even going to stop selling it at Hobby Lobby. But I think any water-based varnish, craft varnish, because I don't like sprays, so. Numbers are popping up now. I need to refresh my chat. Yeah, I don't know. Numbers just now showing up. Well, the numbers that are just showing up are all over 28. So I think we're good. Somehow some people's chat numbers, numbers got lagged in chat, but none of them, I don't see any that were under 28, which was the winning number. So we're good. I don't know what happened. Who knows, right? Who knows with Ustream sometimes. We saw them, you didn't, so it's okay. Okay, thanks, guys. All right, so they showed up for you guys. Okay. All right, so this will need a little bit more work, but you know, I want to kind of do a couple. So I'll go back and work on this one. I'll work on all of them probably after a while. Here, let's do this one. So I want some water in this one. Okay, let's put, let's just go with an orange Posca here. I have the same one, Ceram Coat Varnish, but I found they have a strong, or, no, this doesn't have a, let me smell it again just to make sure. No, it has a slight odor, but it's not a strong odor. Let me do a little bit with the, okay. All right, I need to dry that. So anyway, guys, we didn't get to see me completely finish them, but I want this one to have some running water on it. Some kind of little jewel or something there. I think I'm going to turn that orange. Some little triangle there. Okay, so what I want to do, my little brush. Let's do a little more clouds. Maybe a little bit coming right over the top of that planet. Dee Deco Art could be just changing their label packaging, so new stock right now. I don't know. This is Ceram Coat by Delta. As opposed to Deco Art. I mean, I don't know if they're connected in any way. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, the varnish. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's see. This is where I sit and go, shh, 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 to myself. So And I want tiny little people down in there. Let's see. Okay, Jean, I'm almost done. Well, not done with all the cards, but I'll flip through them again real quick so you can see the progress. All right, now I need my black Sharpie pen so I can get these tiny little figures in here. Can you see the tiny little people? There's all the little people right there. Trying them on your eggs with, I've missed that video. I haven't seen that one, G. You're trying to do collage on eggs? I'll have to go watch your video. Have you posted it? I mean, is it a video of it? I've done it on masks. I'll show you all the masks. I mean, most of y'all probably seen them, but I'll show them again. Couple of Halloweens ago, I think. I don't even remember if I did it on Halloween, actually. Okay. The varnish is a plaid product. Yeah, the ceramic coat, yeah. Well, anyway, it's water-based. You posted pictures on IG. Okay, I'll have to look, G. Here's my, here. I've done the same process on masks. Let me move the card. It's all the same, just like what I'm doing on the art cards, just on a mask. And I've done it on pumpkins too. Although the pumpkins, I don't have them, you know. I do them on real pumpkins, so you have to throw them away. Music shaker eggs. I'll have to go look for those pictures. This is a half mask, see? And then this one here, another half masks. You get these at Hobby Lobby. There's some little people down there. These are posted on IG. a year or two ago. I don't know how far back they are. But yeah, so see their masks. Thank you, G. Yeah, I really like them. See, here's this half when you look at it from the side, and then this one's a full mask. See, it's got the straps on them and everything. Put some. Woo. Yeah, and but like I said, my pumpkins, I haven't posted on Instagram. The pumpkins are, I did one a Star Wars collage theme, and I forget the other one. So I've done 2 or 3 pumpkins. So, all right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to head out because we're already at 2.5 hours. Let me just show you real quick. All the cards are not done, but you can see them in progress. The little tiny people all in there. So these are the ones that I've got the furthest. These, well, I think I have 3 of them. 4. There's one more I thought I had more done on. Maybe it's just these. Well, anyway, so these are the 3 I got the most done on, and I just kind of stuck with those same colors. The orange, the white, the blue. They got a little bit more work to do, but there's those 3. And then the ones that are in progress are, I did add a shaft of light there coming out of that, but that's all I've done on that. And the rest just have stars on them. Haven't really done much else to them yet except the collage part. Oh, we did a little bit on this one. No, we didn't either. That one, this looks like it needs to be a bird up there. It's a planet, but it looks like it needs to be a bird. Again, I've got to do all my watch hands and everything. The watch hands will cross over everything. Some will look like the interior of spaceships. Thanks, Bones. And thanks for leaving nice comments, Bones. Bones, put your YouTube channel in there. Or she's already left. This one I want to look like a desk with books, maybe. And then, of course, the watch hands will come up like that. So I think it's a good set. It's a good start. I mean, you know, I still have work to do on all of them. But you can see we got a good start on them. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. I'm not going to post a picture right now because I don't have enough of them done. But so you're welcome, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And if you missed part 1, I mean, well, it's not really part 1 and part 2. It's a different video. We did old books, new books, and a book flip. And next, not day after tomorrow, not the 25th, but next Wednesday, I'm going to do a giveaway, one on Ustream and one on YouTube of the jewelry box books, the color books by Hannah Carlson. Miss Melody sent us 3 of them, and they're just now on a pre-order in Amazon. So yeah, she sent us 3, so I got 1, and I got 1 to give away on YouTube and 1 to give away on Ustream. So thanks, everybody. I hope y'all had a good. Let me back up here so it looks at least like I'm saying, you know, bye. Okay. All right, guys. I'll see y'all over. Jean comes on in about 2 more hours. She comes on at 4. And yeah, so hope y'all enjoyed that. And thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for watching the recording over at YouTube. I appreciate all my tubies. I don't like to call them that. I don't know. YouTubers. So thanks, guys, and we'll see you later. Bye.